5 seconds to reload.
Hey! Where are you going?
1, 2, 3, 4.
What the hell is he doing? I have no idea.
1, 2, 3. 4 seconds. You're out.
The Full Nelson Press Podcast presents to you WWE movie reviews. On this week's episode, we are reviewing The Interrogation, starring none other than Edge. I am your host, Mr. MVP. You can find me on Twitter. I'm here with my co-host and creator of the Full Nelson Press Podcast, Mr. Brandon Kirkpatrick. How you doing there, buddy?
Good.
You can find him on Twitter at Johnny Tango. Dude, I'm pretty good at getting this rolling.
Okay, it's MVP 360 if you're trying to find people.
Don't find me. Don't find me.
And it's Johnny JONNY_Tango.
You've been there.
I know.
Whatever. I try my best. I'm sorry, I got too jacked from the movie.
We just finished an amazing movie called Interrogation.
Oh my God, this sucks.
All right, let me just read the summary quick. After the FBI receives threats of that endangers the entire city, an interrogator, Edge, and an IT specialist, Lana, are plunged into a series of mind games with a criminal mastermind, desperately racing against time to uncover the villain's true agenda as they fight to protect thousands of lives. Edge and Lana deliver a knockout blow in this electrifying thriller that crackles with...
Crackles?
Hang on, this delivers a knockout, that electrifying thriller that crackles with edge of your seat suspense.
Do you think they mean paint cracking?
I really think they were like, how do we use edge as a pun in this?
Oh, spoiler alert, paint's involved.
And electricity.
Oh.
One full circle.
It's getting serious. No. This movie sucked. What the heck?
Oh.
Who wrote it?
Hang on. Yeah.
Find the writer, because this guy literally sat in a room and was like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to get Edge, and he's going to be an interrogator.
I'm going to blow your mind here. Michael Finch and Adam Robin. 2 people wrote this. Two people. That means 2 people in a room, and no one was like, that's a bad idea.
Yeah, either one of them are sitting there, so what are we going to have them do? Well, I think, hear me out,
right?
We'll paint walls, right? What if paint could explode? Yeah. That's good.
There's only 4 people in this movie, which is Edge, Lana, some other actress who plays an angry officer who just completely contradicts anything Edge says.
Typical angry cop.
Yeah.
Things not going her way. She's like, you can't do that.
I think that's Julia Benson. And then there's another guy there whose name is, I don't care, it's Tommaso Ciampa.
He looks exactly like Tommaso Ciampa. He was DIY in the whole movie. He was doing everything himself. He didn't care.
It was amazing. All right, so this movie starts. We see some stock footage of riots going on. This movie doesn't make sense.
There was riots. There was people running across. And I feel like WWE movie productions have started a lot of movies with riots.
Yeah, this is Lionsgate.
They're like, oh, you know what we should do to really set the mood? Riots!
Right? It totally kind of had that, what is it, Dawn of the Dead kind of feel.
Yeah. We're the zombies.
Right. We meet Edge's character, and he just completely just like, I'm the best there ever is.
So a guy is firing a gun at a cop car with 2 cops pinned behind it, and they're like, what do we do? We don't know. And this guy keeps reloading his gun and fires another clip at him.
3 clips total.
Meanwhile, Super Edge drives in. And that was it. It cuts back to him, and then all of a sudden Edge runs up. You don't see him get out of the car. All of a sudden he's just in the action.
What's going on, guys?
Yeah, guys, what's up? And he flips out his wall. FBI. Okay.
It literally opens up and it goes, on this day.
Yeah, we were sitting there. We're like, is this guy? It's not like he was gonna walk up and be like, insurance. What do you guys need? So you got bullet damage.
Yeah, they weren't like sitting behind there like is the Detonator, State Farm is there.
Yeah, Edge. So,
but okay, so going back to that, so this guy's like shooting at the car. There's no background to this at all. He's just shooting at a police car because it's anarchy for some reason in this timeline.
Because apparently these riots caused this dude to shoot a cop car. That's what I got.
So he sits there and he pulls his phone out and he times how long it takes this guy to reload. But like, just as the audience alone, you already got the timing down. You don't have to time it. You get it. The cops don't. This is like day one stuff.
You're not a super cop. He pulls out his phone. He goes, 4 seconds. The phone reads 10. The phone reads 10
There's no
seconds. So
editing.
He's just like sitting there. He looks up at the director like, keep it in. Keep it in. 4 seconds.
But the guy who's shooting does not move away from the window.
Oh, he doesn't
they could have
move.
easily at any point just gotten him and be like, he's dead with a gunshot. Like, there was he's just like, assault rifle shoot. And then Edge breaks the door down, comes in, and the guy shoots his gun, but he's like, I'm out of clips. And he goes, it's been 4 seconds.
Yeah. And the guy then thinks he's going to get enough time to reload.
Yeah.
Edge shoots him in the leg, shoots him in the arm. And he's like, I'm the interrogator. He doesn't say that, but he should have.
Pretty much is.
And literally walks out.
Right.
Next scene.
The next thing is, so our fugitive, our big baddie, walks into some random building, throws a coffee in a trash, walks up and goes, there's about a bomb gonna go off in 5 seconds. And the security guard behind there's like, what? Bomb blows up, and he immediately goes, show me your hands. But his hands are already on the counter. They're like right in front of you.
Yeah,
you can
you
smell
can
them.
see him. And by the way, this bomb did so much glass shattering. I've never seen it. The glass never
That's all
fell
that happened.
out of the frame.
And, okay,
it just cracked.
Right, and the only CG used are on explosions and smoke that you see coming from a city. You don't see any kind of bombs going off in an entire movie about bombs.
Yeah, and he's like, he goes, so I blew that up in your face. Yeah. Interrogate me.
Right, they arrest the guy, and who shows up like a State Farmer?
Edge. He pops in, and Edge is like, I'll talk to him.
Right.
Like, great.
Right. This is where we meet Edge, the ravishing Russian, who's just a secretary, like just an IT secretary the entire time.
Where'd her accent go?
Yeah.
She's not Russian? No, I mean, but, so then, that's where you meet Tomasa Ciampa, an angry resting bitch face cop.
Yeah,
Let's just call her that because she's angry the entire time.
Right.
And they're like, hey, you got to talk to this guy. And meanwhile, they're giving the terrible backstory of Edge and how good he is. And they're like, he's the best of the best.
But his special ability is just, I remember things.
Yeah, he's really good at memory.
Right?
You know the game Memory?
Right.
Don't play Edge.
But the thing is like, they're like, what's he doing in there? Because he's just staring off. He's staring off for a couple minutes, and then he comes back with an answer. In that amount of time, I could have just pulled my phone out and Googled whatever the fuck they were talking about.
Edge. He goes in there, and in 5 minutes, I'm already sick of this interrogation.
Right. They talk about how, like, he fucking reads books.
Yeah, he's like, I'm a book reader.
Right.
He's putting out all this crap. And I'm like, this is dumb.
Right. So in between this whole thing of them talking about books and poems and just, they try to make it look like it's, like he's some kind of mastermind or something, but he's not. He just says things and those puns really mean something. So we end up figuring out where the next location of the bomb is, and Edge is already out of the investigation room and already sitting with the cops within a couple seconds of figuring that out. And then he's like, we have to bring him with us. He knows what he's a mastermind. We have to bring him with us. So, and you know, watching this movie now and knowing the ending, a lot of this stuff is just fucking useless. Yeah. There was no need for any of this stuff. They just got him wrapped up, so they bring him to this street where they already have him blocked off in a matter of just minutes, and everyone already evacuated out of this place. But it really just feels like a Wednesday in Seattle.
Yeah, and so meanwhile, it's in Minneapolis, which I think is hilarious.
Right.
When's the last terrorist attack in Minneapolis? So they walk down this street, and he just takes him. Now remember this, folks. Remember this, because this is why the end, you're just like, why? He takes him into a building. It's just Edge and this guy.
Right.
And he's like, where's the bomb? Oh, it's in this file cabinet. Oh, it is? Yeah, it is. Boom. Edge diffuses it.
Right.
Like he's seen it before.
Right.
Weird.
Right.
And then, as they're walking out, and the guy's just posing on the hood of a car like, oh, so you found my bomb.
Right.
Yep, there it is. It's right there.
They're wheeling it out on a truck.
He then drops another hint that there's another bomb in the file cabinet.
Right, and you find out that the filing cabinet is actually just the detonator.
Yeah.
For the bomb that's still in the building. Why do you have the interrogator looking at this? Why do you not have like a trained professional who's like, there are people out there that's like, I could find a bomb. I could find a bomb in a building. But no, we have to send the interrogator in there. That's our biggest problem.
So it blows up, and the villain's like, bye.
Yeah, just takes off. Yeah.
And then Edge chases him, pulls a gun out. Folks, remember this, because the ending, you're just like, why? They chase each other up a stairs. It's just the bad guy and Edge. And they are firing real bullets at each other.
And punching the shit out of each other.
They're kicking the shit out of it because there's some some big hack going on.
Well, yeah, so they go up in some room, there's a bunch of computer servers in there for no fucking reason. He runs in there, takes this USB stick, which, why does he have a USB if he was just arrested? Did they take the key and the wallet out of him and like, oh, you got a USB stick? That's okay. It's only 2 gigs. We'll let you keep it. But the whole time he's like, is it up or down? Is it up or down? I don't know how to get these USB stick. Ed shows up. They have a fight. He ends up still getting it in there, and they arrest him again. They're right back to square one. But now we have this USB stick that's stuck in there, and we have a virus for some reason.
Yep. So Lana's got to decrypt it, which takes the rest of the movie about it.
I love how she just sets up this little display of her percentage of her hacking.
It's on 3 different computers.
Yeah.
She has 3 different computers up. Data encrypted, 11%. I'm like, there is still 20 minutes of this movie left. They're never going to get it encrypted in time.
I know, because like, even when she's talking, you can see the percentage moving up, and you can tell it's moving way too fast for what they want the movie to go. Let's see, Edge uses his memory again, and ends up as like, we have to go to this Nazi bar. That's where we're going next.
It's just so pointless.
Now, I don't want to put things out there, but like, the bad guy is like a Middle Eastern guy. Why the fuck is he going into a white supremacist bar?
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
And even though, so they get there, and the bartender's like fronting, like, I've never seen this man. Why? Again, these are a bunch of racist whites.
He's flat out even saying it, and they're just like, hey, don't move. Edge slams the dude's head on the bar.
Right.
The cops pull out the guns, look at the other guys, and they're like swinging the guns like, hey! I'll shoot
Meanwhile,
you.
the rest of the bar patrons are just breaking glass up against these guns.
I swear to God, you shoot me, I'll stab you. What? No, that's not how it works.
Yeah, I think the only reason they do this is because after this, Ed ends up killing 3 of them upstairs in a fist fight and shooting them, so I think they're kind of like, fuck, if we're gonna have Edge kill people racist, maybe? So it's okay?
So, remember, folks, remember all of this.
Yeah. They find this whole big tote full of bombs, but one's missing, so now they have to try to figure out which... If this guy's whole thing was to get caught, because they're kind of like, he turned himself in, that's why he wanted these bombs. Why does he have a whole case of, like, 30 of these bombs and he's only using 1? I mean, if this guy really wanted to do stuff, he should have planted more of these out there. And if he did want the one, why the fuck does he have all these cases full of bombs up in his room?
Don't worry. Here's where it gets good. They figure out that he was on a dating site.
Yeah.
Tinder 2.0.
They show up to his apartment where he's just obsessed with drawing and painting boobs.
There's women's painted boobs everywhere. Everywhere. Like, it's just like, okay, so you're trying to make him look weird? Fine.
Right.
But there's just... So he's like, oh, you know what? I dated this girl online. Oh, yeah? Who's she? It's this girl. So they find this girl who is, like, some construction worker.
She works at Demolition.
Demolition.
They didn't really specify what the building was, because it was just a place where, we just do demolition here.
Turns out, she has created a paint that...
It's a powder that can be used to blow up stuff, and you can mix it in plaster or paint and stuff like that.
A paint bomb.
Yeah, but she's like, we lost 3 barrels of it. No, did you report it? Nah, I didn't think it was a big deal.
I thought he was a nice guy, so I thought I was going to get a call back.
I saw him hanging out with those skinheads.
Yeah, it just didn't happen, though. It's kind of weird. So, am I in trouble?
The thing is like the whole skit, because then Edge finally realizes that the bomb is the paint. And he just keeps coming back to this woman, and she just keeps on saying, paint, paint.
Yeah.
It's the paint. And he's like, I think it's the fucking paint.
It's the paint. And then he punches the guy.
Yeah.
Because he goes, tell me where the paint is. Where have you been painting?
Where have you been painting?
He punches him. Now remember, folks, wait till the end. He punches this guy like 5 or 6 times, and he's like, where's the paint?
And then he takes him hostage, because he just takes off with him to a bank. Because he's like, this is where it's gotta be. He's painted this bank. I think Lana figures that out for him. I could care less. They show up at this bank and ended up getting in a fist fight with 3 cops now.
Yeah, they walk into the bank after they've been told, like, you gotta evacuate the bank because the bomb's in the bank. 3 security guards who were just told by the cops to evacuate the bank see a guy walking up, doesn't look really, like, hey, I'm a terrorist, like, he's holding a guy.
Right.
He goes, freeze! And then the other guy's like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna shoot him too. And then they just get in this big fight.
Right. At no point was Edge like, hey, listen, pulls out his badge, you know?
He's like, guys, chill out.
Right.
I really am the FBI.
Right, no, let's fist fight. So they fist fight, and then after they get done beating up these 3 cops, they go downstairs, and again, 3 bankers who were less than 20 feet away from this whole big fight we just saw are just standing there like it's nothing.
Yeah.
And he's like, hey, I'm FBI. You gotta go upstairs, pay no attention to all the cops that are just laying up there unconscious. Even if this place is blowing up, they're still just laying up there unconscious.
Just ignore them. Just think about your CDIs, okay? Alright? And they're like sitting there going, yeah, so I went to the coffee maker and Sharon didn't even fill it. Like, I mean, oh, hello, sir. The building's supposed to be evacuated. Yeah, what are you doing here?
Right. Well, we're waiting on Marcia. She said she'd replace the toner before we left.
So Edge gets this guy, and he goes, the only way you can get in and out of this bank is you gotta get verified by the security guard. So they open a door after this bank's been evacuated. There's a security guard still sitting there.
He's still sitting there sleeping.
Just like watching TV, like, this is boring.
Actually watching the news report of the bank he's in.
He's seeing him spinning in the chair like, oh.
Mondays, am I right?
My day.
So Ed ends up convincing them all, like, oh, the bomb's gonna blow at 6 o'clock because that's when the electricity turns on in the bank, but all the fucking lights are on and shit. I don't understand the whole, like, the electricity's turning on at 6 o'clock thing.
Yeah, and that, also, think about this. They said, don't touch any of the money on the table because an electric current will go through and lock you in the vault.
Right.
So why wouldn't that be the detonator?
Right.
So they don't even tell you what that... So basically...
He calls the woman back about the whole paint, and she's like, it just needs the strong enough, unfluctuating current. And he's like, what about the lights? And she's like, well, the directors didn't explain that, click.
So they go, listen, we're out of here.
Right.
Like, the cops are all there.
Well, because that's just like, it's at 6 o'clock, and everyone in the building that's holding a gun looks at the clock, giving the fugitive enough time to grab one of the cops hostage and take their gun. And Ed's just like, take me instead. Take me instead. So they take him, they close the vault, and Edge is just like, heel turn. Complete heel turn.
Folks, if you're confused, it's because the movie doesn't make sense.
No.
So, the cops are all sitting there and they're going, I can't believe he gave up his life.
Right, so the vault blows up and they end up doing the funeral for Edge.
They do a funeral for Edge. Lana looks good posing and like going like, oh, the computer's encrypted.
Right, and resting bitch face is like, I wish I would have warned him more.
And so we're sitting there, we're watching this funeral, and what do you know? Edge is standing out watching his own funeral. With the bad guy. Apparently, they've been friends. So, throughout this movie, Edge punched this dude in the face.
They've
like
only
40
shot
times.
each other.
They almost killed each other with full-on bullets. They put on this, and they were like sitting there going like, well, you were trying to like, you were playing it really serious. It's like, when no one was looking, you didn't have to punch each other in the face.
They don't steal any money, but it looks like they hack the computer and take money there. But, like, why? Why not take all that money that's in the vault? That's leaving a money trail to show where you just took up. No one's like, hey, that vault blew up and $1,000 is gone, but another $1,000 out of the bank, so that must have been from the explosion. I don't understand.
Yeah, and then they were just like, well, we're done.
Right, because there were so many loopholes that the fugitive was putting Edge through that just... If you would have known ahead of time they were working together, just wasn't needed at all. Oh. It was technically either for a show or to make sure this movie wasn't 30 minutes, it was an hour and 30 minutes. And the other thing is, like, just thinking about how they just planned this. So at one point they had been like, okay, so at one point I'm going to say the bomb's going to blow at 6 o'clock, and at that point all the cops will look at the clock. I know it. I just know it.
I have a good idea. I really think they will.
Because there's a lot of stuff they really just... Yeah, they just look like they just played it off of each other. Like, there was no planning at all.
And they did all the stupid... Ed, just snap one more time, you're off this case. They said the same thing to Dolph Ziggler the other day. Like, who's writing these? And they're like, can I use that line?
Right?
It was a good line. It was really good.
Like, at the end of this movie, you really just feel robbed. Because you don't side with Edge. You don't side with the fugitive. You don't side with the police. You're just like, what the fuck did I watch for an hour and a half?
It was really bad.
Yeah, there was no secret, like, you weren't rooting for anyone, and then when this big turn happens, you're still like, alright, is the movie almost over?
It happened.
Oh, I think, like, Lana was, like, the only one who really stayed true. The Ravish Impression. Oh, Pete, what do you want to, who's the dud?
Tommaso Ciampa. He is the psycho killer, and he didn't do anything.
No, he just kind of followed Edge around.
He was pointless.
Mm-hmm. I think I'm gonna give it to all those boobs.
Yeah, they weren't painted well.
No, they
were
weren't.
Awkwardly painted.
And the one was like, she was fully nude, and she was like a brunette, and she kind of looked like resting bitch face. And at one point, the fugitive even like looks at the painting and then looks at the woman, and is kind of like, "Am I right?"
That's kind of what I thought.
Stud.
It'd have to be nothing. Nothing. Okay, stud motorcades. I have never seen so many shots of vehicle motorcades driving.
Oh, the caravan that was just going on.
The caravan of cars going from one place
armored vehicle, 3 police cars.
Yeah, I've never seen so much production put into just one little area. And then all of a sudden they're like, all right, slow motion time, do it.
I think I'm going to give it to the CG effects department, because they were like, listen, we have $30 to spend on this movie. What can you do?
That laptop blowing up. Oh, man.
Yeah, you could tell it, like, just hit the ground, and they just covered that with an explosion.
There was a bunch of Crayola crayons just splattering across the ground.
Oh, man, what do you want to, like, title runs. What title run would you give that?
I would give that one.
Okay, what do you got?
Santino as a woman winning the title run.
With the women's title, the women's Divas title?
That's what I'm giving it.
I'm going to give it the title run Christian got after he defeated Alberto Del Rio after Edge retired.
Ooh.
Because it was promising Edge, but come on.
Yeah.
Also, congratulations, Edge. You really put on a lot of weight for this role.
Yeah,
I really
Edge.
Appreciate you doing that.
Yeah, you really filled out the interrogator role.
And Lana had like a less than a paragraph to say in that entire movie.
Yeah, she said like 3 things like, I messed up the computers.
Yeah, so one thing is, like, we've been watching this, like, percentage go up of her hacking. It gets to 100%, and as soon as it does, they're like, everything's been deleted. Everything's been deleted off the computers. And they don't explain this at all. They're just like, everything's gone now.
Just go to the funeral. Go to the funeral. Yeah. Come to the funeral. We can't explain this. Even the writer's just like, I don't know where I was going.
And just when the audience has all the questions they need, credits.
Yep.
All right, man. That's it.
That's a movie review.
That's a movie review.
That is a rifle shot movie review.
I hope we saved you fucking an hour.
Don't watch it.
Yeah, don't watch it. All right, suck a butt.
Yeah, bet.
Hey, thanks for listening to the show.
And if you're watching us on YouTube, don't forget to subscribe and like this video.
Leave us a comment. We might even read it on our next show.
And I'll try not to berate you, but no promises.
If you're listening to this on iTunes, please subscribe and leave us a review. You have no idea how much that helps.
I guess Stitchers has a thumbs up button now, so that's a thing.
You can find us on Facebook, Wrestling Amino, Tumblr.
Or just search for the Full Nelson Press on any social media site.
You can also go to thefullnelsonpress.com for all of our past episodes and original WWE art created by yours truly.
Go watch some wrestling.